puberty, which is maybe like what, 10 and 35. Oh my God. I mean, really? Seriously? Scary stories. My God. All right. I can tell you a few scary stories, but I'm gonna spare it. But let me just wipe this mic for the next because who knows what the fuck he has? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe he has some odd ailment that he didn't have time to talk about. All right. So our next comic is Danny Archila, and then on that is Annie Adele. Okay. All right, let's move on. Try not to give us any more. It's okay. Come on here. Look at that. My little baby grandchild. Let's not try. Are you scary stories? Keep it to 1 minute, just in case we have audience. We want them to come back. You know, yeah, that's all. But it was very funny, I think. I'm being nice to you. It sucked. Okay, no. No, it was okay. This is an open mic, and we're all trying out material. So, you know, that's what it is. Okay. Okay. Big hand for you.
Thank you all very much. I am so happy to be the opener for the drum band made out of kitchen utensils in the kitchen. I'm sure that's going on in a bit. Oh man, this is such a very inviting atmosphere. Yeah, I have to ask you, who did you have to pay to shave that sheepdog? Because your appearance is just like marvelous in that sense. No. You're the sheep. Well, you're very marvelous. She sat right on command, so no. Okay, so what's it? Guys, I'm kind of nervous, and I'll tell you why. My dad's going to visit. Oh boy, it's been about, I'm a year fresh into Los Angeles. This will be a year that I've just moved here from Florida, so thank goodness I got away from all those flying, buzzing animals that keep you up until 4 in the morning. But enough about my ex-girlfriend. Yeah, so my dad, he's cool. Still haven't gotten rid of the bruises from last time, so, you know, a little concerned about that. But no, he's a nice guy, I guess. He recognizes I'm trying to be a comedian, not just somebody that gets claps instead of laughter, because apparently I sound smart, which is half right. But he tries to suggest to me jokes. And one time, while we were driving last year, he went ahead and said, "Hey, wouldn't it be kind of cool if your GPS system was also your wife?" And granted, he'd like argue with you every now and then about how to connect, and whether or not you should ask for an update on directions. But when the, I guess the sex comes in, I'm going to make a couple noises. It's not going to be too loud. Like, for instance, when you're making a turn, she'd be asking you, take a hard left on this. Left. Harder. Harder. I mean, my mom thought that was funny, so. And then, I don't know, just stuff like that. It's kind of corny, but, not like corny like, after diarrhea corny, like he's okay. Last time we hung out, we went skiing, and that was fun, because, well, like my humor, I also got to wear a fanny pack, so, that was pretty cool. We went to this place called Mountain High. That's all the way in the back of the mountains, obviously, and it's a big disappointment for us potheads, because, there's no weed to be found whatsoever, just snow. But when we were on, I saw that there was like, beginner skis. I got beginner skis. I didn't get the experts or intermediates because, like comedy, I pretty much expect to bomb every every time I'm up there, you know, so I get very little non-bombs. That's the point, I have to call them non-bombs. And I don't understand why they give you ski sticks. Well, what's the point with that, you know? Because you're not just gonna sort of ski around and then suddenly you see a bear and just like stab it in the eye. I mean, that didn't work for Leonardo DiCaprio, so it's not gonna work in this case. I feel like it would be very hard to sort of give somebody, you know, one of those, you know, walking in a straight line test, like, you know, she was illustrating before, when you're skiing. Yes, you're always like curving around, so the policeman is just like, hold still, hold, no. Okay, you got it for a bit, oh, you fell, okay, I'll help you back. Okay, you're going back, you passed me, all right. That's what I feel like it is, and it's even scarier when my dad's behind me, because when I'm skiing with my dad behind me, I gotta imagine myself like I'm Indiana Jones, and he's a giant boulder rolling after me, you know, like I'm just running away, but because I'm sort of swerving around, I'm kind of imagining I'm Harrison Ford flying an airplane, so that's twice as bad, considering that I always get smashed. Not in a good way either. What was I going to say? I don't understand why they call it double black diamonds. Why is that scary? I thought we were trying to move away from, you know, being racist, but I guess the Oscar nominations are enough to say for that. And I'm a bit annoyed about that. I'm a bit annoyed that they don't have diversity, but not just only for, like, you know, black people, but for Hispanic people, for Asian people, for albino people, for kind of albino people, for, you know, everything bagels. Pretty much everybody should be included, and I feel kind of sad. It's making me want to, I don't know. Yeah, I do that voice. I get nervous. I don't know what that is. That's the noise I made when I came out of the vagina. I was like, and the doctor was like, no, put that baby back inside. You can't have that out here. What else do I want to talk to you guys about? Guys, I'm a horrible driver. I don't know if you can tell that. I mean, obviously I'm driving this open mic straight into the ground, so I apologize about that. But in the car, for instance, I was driving around downtown, and I tried to make a U-turn right on Valencia Street, which, as you know, is a very narrow street, or you probably don't know. But the point is, it's narrow. And when I tried to make a U-turn, this guy around me, he just like rolls down his window, he beeps, and he's like, oh, you're a fucking moron. And I'm like, well, thank you, kind sir. I'm glad somebody thinks I'm crazy for once, you know? Like, I mean, at least then I get some validation that I really am horrible like that. My sister, she's kind of tough. She's kind of a tough person. I always get picked on by my sister, you know? Like, she just sort of grabs me down there. She's like, what do you say, pumpkin? You know, she just sort of bullies me a lot. Put it this way, back in Florida, she'd like to go to the beach a lot. And when she swims in the ocean, sometimes, I think there's one time, a shark came at her, and he was just like charging right at my sister. Seconds later, you know, dead. And I gotta tell you, you haven't lived until you tried shark sandwiches. Those are, I can hear the telepathy. I know that should be better. What else is there? My sister loves hanging out with my friend, my childhood friend, who's dumped me without even letting me ask if I can be her boyfriend. So she loves hanging around her, and every time she'll see her, I feel like I'm playing an arcade game, because she's always like, Heather, 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 reload, Heather, Heather, Heather. You know, she's sort of shooting at her, you know, rapid fast. What else do I want to talk about? Guys, when I tried Tinder, it wasn't very nice because, you know, everybody's getting like right swiped. I'm getting left swiped, and not only that, like I can feel it so much, feel how much they hate me, you know, that they basically just like left swiping me all the time. That's what it feels like. You know, I can feel it from far away. I'm gonna try to stay single this year, you know. But that's good, because, you know, Hooters, they have this special over on Valentine's Day where if you go ahead and take a picture of your ex, then they give you free wings. Apparently that's true. So, you know, all I gotta do is just take a picture of my right hand and I'm set. Yeah. Imagine go there. go there. Oh man. What else is there to talk about? You know, I gotta say, I love that bit you and your husband did with the violin and the fish. I thought that was very heartfelt, you know. I wish I could find somebody like that to do that with, but, you know, I think I'm both the foil and the... Yeah, it takes a while. It does take a while, doesn't it? Oh man. I'm gonna do an older bit about that. Guys, I got catfished on Craigslist one time. Yeah, sort of like that. Like it just sort of like swam past me. I had no idea. Basically, I was on there looking for, you know, for a good time, email, and you know, there's some pretty weird requests there. I mean, one lady wanted you to just pee on her, and I was just like, not today, maybe next week, not today. But no, there's this girl, Jamie, and she and I emailed and we talked a bit, and well, she wanted to hang out and other things, you know, other things, like brushing my teeth. That's exactly what she wanted to do. And I was about to go down, like downstairs to meet her, but what turned out to be possible was impossible because my mom, she was down there standing there, like looking at me with those evil little eyes, and she was just like, you know, because we're Spanish, so we have like 100 last names. You know, so she's like, I mean, at that point she's just saying noises, and then I'm just like, okay, Mom, what is it? And she says, yeah, I'm sorry I sound like your dad right now, but you're not going out there. So, yeah, I got catfish, and that sucks. I'm very, very hot here. And you know what, I'm gonna close on this. I'm gonna close on a couple one-liners, just like 3 of them really quick. So, I don't understand why in the malls they have those trampolines for kids. They have the adults there to protect the kids from jumping on other trampolines. I mean, that seems kind of silly to me. I once knew a mute girl, and I never heard from her again. So, yeah, that's pretty much with every girl, period. And last one. Oh, this is a darker one. Yo, I love my dog. I have a West Highland Terrier, Frosty, cutest thing in the world. But you know, he's a bit mischievous sometimes. Put it this way. I went outside to take care of something. And then I went back inside. Right when I opened the door to go back inside, my dog, he was like, going to go outside. I was like, Frosty, don't go outside. A couple minutes later, he comes in through the back door. He's dripping wet. And I tell him, Frosty, you can't play with those Rottweilers anymore. The joke is that he got beat up by Rottweilers, which is actually not true. Labradors. He always got killed by Labradors. That's my time. Thank you so much.